right, thank you for staying with us. Time check right now is 8:45 a.m. and you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. It's time for Mainland Focus. This is the part where we select one or two major stories of the front pages of the papers, and then we open the phone line for you to share your own thoughts and your analysis as regards the stories for this morning. All right, so two stories, and we're taking both of them off the front page of the Punch newspaper. The first is the major headline on the front page of the Punch, and that's as regards the stampede situation that has, been an occurrence in the past few days, which is and now an update on that is that states have given conditions as for palliative distribution. For example, in Lagos State, if you're going to have an event that would exceed 250 attendees, you must register or notify the safety commissions, and you must also get an ambulance from the Lagos State government at a reasonable fee, and also just ensure that you also notify or engage the services of the security agents, all right, or agencies. Okay, so those are the conditions for Lagos State. Some other states have also come up with some measures to try to mitigate a reoccurrence of such situations in the future. Delta State, Akwa Ibom have all come out to Abia State as well have all come out to list out certain measures before you can actually give palliative distribution or do any charity initiative. So what are your thoughts? Do you think this would help? Do you think it will help in any way, or do you think, are you concerned that it may discourage organizers of charity events? Or do you think maybe the government should focus more on tackling the poverty index in the country, rather than this? Because the truth of the matter is people are desperate, and desperate times calls for desperate measures. You're not going to hear something free somewhere and you know that you need this thing desperately. You're going to try, what in your best capacity to also, be someone who also benefits, yes, a beneficiary of that particular initiative. So do you think that the conditions for palliative distribution should be put in check, or do you think that maybe the government should focus more on tackling the poverty index in the country and solve, take a back look or take a look at the economic policies at this time now, monetary, fiscal, whatever that needs to be done to ensure that people can have it easy for them, especially financially? That's the first focal point. The second is on oil. What the report coming now is that petrol is to sell at 935 naira per litre from today. This is coming on the heel of the fact that Dangote Refinery last week had mentioned that it had dropped its price of oil to marketers to 899 naira per litre. That's to marketers. So marketers then would decide what they would give at the pump. Okay, and that's what the marketers are saying now. This is what the marketers are saying now. And NNPCL has also announced that they're also going to drop their fuel price. So I mean, are we encouraged? Is this better days ahead? Should we celebrate? Should we give kudos to the to the government at this time? I mean, this is competition happening live right in front of us. Is this something beautiful that we should look at, or does it encourage you as a Nigerian, this reduction? Or are you also cautiously optimistic like Fouad, who believes that, I mean, they didn't meet it at 935 naira, so he thinks that it's something that they should still work on? Do you also agree or in line with that, or do you think that, I mean, baby steps, so let's celebrate? What are your thoughts? So those are the focal points for this morning. I will start with Fouad Saheed before we open the phone line. So over to you, Fouad.
Well, thank you so much, Sandra. Well, again, better crowd control, because it's not just people sharing things. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of events.
Yes. People
are going to be partying, there are concerts. We have a lot of concerts, a lot of musical shows. I think it's just right that, look, if you're going to be putting people together in a crowd situation, you should have better crowd management. Work with the safety commission as is prescribed by the Lagos State government, for example. Work with the security operatives. You also have to now devise a better crowd management. Look at the entry and exit point, Sandra. That's always the problem. How do people come in? How do people exit? How many entry points? How many exit points? If there's an emergency, for example, how do you get people out? So the location of the event, the venue of the event itself is also very, very important. And I think it should come with better planning. And also for people who still want to distribute things, churches, NGOs, well-meaning Nigerians, I think it's just very important that we, plan these things better. plan these things better. It's just what it is. But at the end of the day, Sandra, when it comes to how people are now so desperate for little things just to help themselves, it says a whole lot about the level of poverty in the land. Now, like I said, for people who had gone back to 1983 to dig out that paper that says Nigerians are hungry, they should know that what we have now is beyond hunger. What we have now is debt, if we are not careful. And that's what we're already saying. Yes, Nigerians were hungry in 1983, but what we have now, we have never seen it before. And it's not to now use that to begin to justify the nonsensical statement that I have. Is it a new thing? Oh, so because the people were hungry in 1983, we should now tolerate what we have now. So the government needs to wake up. They need to address the level of excruciating poverty in the land. That has now seen people that will never go to those places in the first place now going there for small handouts. And that's what we are saying. And everything is back to the policies of the government, whether anybody likes it or not. It's just what it is. And then for the issue of the competition that we are saying, there are things that people are still saying. How did we even get to the 1,000 naira plus price in the first place? And then what has suddenly changed? Is it that crude oil has become cheaper? Is it that the operational costs are suddenly dropped? Why are we suddenly seeing this little drop, even though it's a little drop? What has happened? Or it's just mere competition? Or they were actually ripping us before? Is it that the prices we're buying at over 1,000 naira before was actually a rip-off? So they have suddenly realized that, oh, I think cheap our people, let's drop it a bit. We need to know how we are arriving at this price index, Sandra. It has to be done in a more transparent manner, if you understand what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, like I said, how do we celebrate this? If the government makes it at 195, 200, and on the campaign trail, the president promised us that ⴰⴏ 500. We are not even talking about 500 now. We're talking about 990 something. So how do you want me to celebrate now? To celebrate what, actually? God bless Nigeria, Sandra.
Very valid questions, therefore. Thank you very much. Questions that even Barrister Curtis Adigwa as well also raised yesterday on Political Roundtable. So let's take this, shall we? 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call. 0913 6000 410. That's the number to call. And to send WhatsApp messages, you can send it to 0913 6000 430. 0913 6000 430. That's for WhatsApp messages. And you can also drop comments in the live chat section on both our Facebook and YouTube pages because we're streaming the program live. So we also take messages from the live chat section as the show progresses. Okay, so the handle to look out for on both Facebook and YouTube is Mainland 98.3 FM. So we'll be taking messages there. For those who will be calling in, we have just 2 minutes. Please, let's stick within the 2 minutes time frame that's allotted to each caller, so we can take as many submissions as possible this morning. This is Mainland 98.3 FM, and you're on to Mainland Focus. Time check is 8:54 a.m. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam, how are you? Compliment of the season.
Same to you. Thank you.
My name is Samuel. I'm calling from K2.
All right, Mr. Samuel.
Yeah, concerning the issue of stampede. Well, in a sane society, the aspirants should have been government to concentrate on creating conducive environment for business to thrive, ensuring that people are fully engaged with this hardship. But in our own situation, that we have people that are they are not really committed to people that are being governed. The advice to them is that they should concentrate on their disaster management, since we are into palliative government. And what is happening now is the only lead to palliative. It's not even an issue of palliative distribution. So the best option for them now is to concentrate on how to manage disaster. And they should continue along that line. They don't have anything to offer. They don't have the interest of masses at heart. Concerning the issue of petroleum, like your analysts have just said now, They are trading with Nigeria. We don't know. It's not the cost reflective price. We don't know how much it costs to produce a liter of petroleum. I cannot just understand. I can't understand. You are reducing price for the sake of a festive period. What does that mean? What message are they sending to Nigerians? If the price is a realistic price, if this price is a cost effective price, if they are not trading on Nigeria, they can't just wake up and say they are reducing price. This is palliative government. This is propaganda. This is a defeat. They don't have anything to offer.
Thank you, Soki. Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Madam Sandra.
Good morning.
Yeah, one of my friends who had.
Please carry on.
Very good. On the issues we are focused, this is Barrister Peter Oko. I'm calling from Maryland.
You're welcome.
Yeah. On the issues we are focusing on, where in the first place, on the first issue of crowd control and management. You see, the problem in this country is that one of the biggest disadvantages from the long era of military infiltration into politics is what we are witnessing now. Nigerians have developed that instinct of survival, rushing for everything. Even if you put double what the crowd there is going to can take, people will still rush. They will start to even take double what they need because of military culture. And I pray that we will never witness any military incursion into politics in our country. And the second to that is the fact that naturally Nigerians are very impatient. We are very impatient. If you compare what happened last week in the Ghanaian election, you can see how disciplined the Ghanaians are. We are not in the same class. We are not in the same class with the Ghanaians. There is no discipline in this country, and that is why the 괓ᴜ blessed memory, his government was very instrumental in enforcing.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Yes.
Patrick is calling from Okota.
Oh, you're welcome, Mr. Patrick.
Thank you. I want to say the government reference to 1983 is very, very embarrassing to Nigerians. That they don't have any remorse. Honestly speaking, what we are going through today, the fact that we are always rushing for everything, but it has gotten worse in the last 9.5 years of APC, Buhari, Tinubu administration. They should go back and feel ashamed of themselves. After this season, I want to describe this year's Christmas as Black Christmas. It is a Christmas of death, a festival of death. People are in sorrow and we are jubilating. Tinubu should not kill any ram or any fish festival. He should not even attend anywhere to stay celebrating anything. It's quite unfortunate to make reference to 1983. For what reason? This is a shame. This is not how a responsible government should respond to national issues as deadly as it is right now. It's quite unfortunate. I'm very sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. I appreciate your contribution. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call to share your thoughts as regards the conversation that we're having this morning on Mainland Focus. The first is as regards the stampede situation, and the second is as regards oil. With the reduction of price, we're expecting better days ahead. What are your thoughts? Time check right now is 9 o'clock, and you are still listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Thank you. Ladies,
you're welcome.
Thank you. First of all, the issue of stampede. Well, you see, I I have my. I cannot blame the people that organize it totally, but I blame them partially, in the sense of they know the realities of what is happening in this country. Sandra, if we are organizing anything in your place, you understand? These area boys, they will mess it up. You understand? They will come there and do. They will not allow you to perfect your arrangement. So, in other words, that is the angle I'm blaming the organizer, because the volatility of poverty we have in this country. But at the same time, you see, me, I don't buy the idea of giving people, this kind of a palliative, giving them money. Look, Sandra, what is 5,000 with our inflation of today? You understand? You give them with tomorrow the 5,000 or whatever they give them is finished. People who has money, let them go to where institution of higher learning, where we have brilliant boys. You understand? Brilliant boys and girls. You see, spend money on them. They will be useful to this country in future. You understand? So that is the way I look at it. This issue of palliative is rubbish. You understand? To me, it's a show off. I don't like it. And that is why I keep on saying, they're telling the federal government that the issue of palliative they're doing. What is the end result today? Nothing. So that is it. Look, let's come back to the issue of petroleum. To me, I agree that these people are cheating us. They are cheating us because when we talk of landing costs, it's no more there. Dangote was giving 440,000 barrels for domestic use within outside the tax allocation, which is supposed to be a beneficiary to Nigerians. So the price is supposed to have come down. There is no landing cost. They should not be using dollars to be a kind of comparative analysis. It's rubbish. They are cheating us. That's the way I look at it. They're supposed to go down more than that because there's no landing cost, there's nothing. This is what God gave us. You understand? That is just it. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Halaji Super. I appreciate your contribution. All right, 0913-6,410. We have a few messages here on WhatsApp. I'll just quickly take one or two, and we'll be back to the phone line in a bit. This is Awolo Christopher from Shogunle. May God grant those who lost their lives in the stampede eternal rest. It is an evidence of extreme hunger in the land. It's not even getting better. Better ways should be devised to avoid such disgraceful, sad occurrence until God delivers us from those who have put us in this peculiar mess. An evidence of one chance, and that's Awolo Christopher from Shogunle sharing that one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra. How are you? Merry Christmas.
Oh, compliments to you as well. Good morning.
Pleasure. My name is Fred from Lekki.
All right, Fred, please go on.
Just touching on this reduction of fuel.
Okay. Yes.
I think for me, it's just a facade. It's just a wool over the face. It's like a mirage, pretty much. It's just something to suppress, just to have the feeling of the Christmas period. We're doing something about it. We're hoping into the new year and all that. Just to be like the US dollars a couple of months ago, where they tried to flood the treasury with dollars, trying to artificially bring it down. There is no intentional program that we can foresee to say, listen, this is where we are going to in the next 5-10 years. This is where we're going to be in 10 years. And the fuel will have dropped. There's no program to show that. So it's just another gimmick, it's just a spanner in the works. There's nothing intentional in my case. Yeah. It's just the same. I tell you, back to January next year, everybody will skyrocket again. There's no control. Just like Paul said earlier, if you're not in a trade surplus, you cannot improve your economy. There's nothing happening, and nobody's saying anything. So it's just fix and match. So that's what my contribution, Gary. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. There you have it. The trust deficit, in initiatives or in reforms or in plans, from the government. That's just clear, evidence of that. Hello. Good morning.
Compliment of the system to you.
Compliment to, but what happened to your network?
I'm hearing you well. Are you not hearing me now?
It's breaking, but I'll struggle through. Please go on.
Okay. I'm from Shogulu. I'm Father. As a photographer, I covered many events in the past concerning charity distribution of things. They did not call it palliative then. They used to call it charity gesture or charity gesture. I want to tell you that there are
some events will go either Ozone or amusement park in Apapa or some things at Allen Avenue. Do you know that sometimes the food they prepare for the children will remain because not a fact that what you see this campaign that happens everywhere is not about the organized.
Mr. Peter, I sincerely apologize. I may have to cut you off. You can try to call back. We can, give you a leeway for you to call back. I can barely hear what you're saying, and I really do. I need to get exactly what you're saying so I don't misunderstand. It's very, very important. Please, 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call for you to share your thoughts. And if you're unable to call, you can send a WhatsApp message to 0913-6000-430 or drop a message on our Facebook or YouTube platform. We take them as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
My name is Mzoɪᴜ calling from Yanakbaja. See, Mr. Samuel always says something here. He says we have entered war chance, but people does not believe. Let me tell you, Sandra. I always said this program that if you are eating with the devil, you have to hold long spoon. Yes, because look at what they did now. They have tried to reduce the petrol down because people have reduced down. You will be shocked when they will come up again. You play with the water 500. They will not tell you that maybe when the fuel go down, it will go down that time. That will not come, it will go up for highest, it will go back to what I bet me today. Because this government, every people, we have trust deficit for them. For various now it can't even work. Look at the president, look at the senior president. You know the people when you look at the kind of in affair, even the minister of everything, look at the in the government. So we don't trust, I'm telling you, after 1 month, they will jack back to 1.5. They will say, we are following the market. When the market goes down, I said, this will come down. That's what they say for dollars. No, we just be very careful. Thank you. I'm happy people are about to look all year.
And you as well. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas in advance to you. All right. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Yes, Tamala from Malaba. Good morning, sister.
You're welcome.
Congratulations to you.
Yes.
On the stampede, the day we remove fuel subsidy, palliative has become our other name. So now palliative is bringing death. Where do we go? See, the thing is just that some of us knew before that yes, things might actually get to this point. But the first thing remains that for how long are we going to continue to move around this circle of thing? Nigerians are hungry. Like Mr. Kwara said, this is not really hunger anymore, it's death. Things are getting out of hand. This is not the country we pray for. Sandra, this is not Nigeria we hope for. For government to take us back to 1993 and we are hungry. Why can't they go back to the prices of things in 1993? How it was then? How they were selling things then and compared to this present day? See, when government is trying to being deceitful, being delusional, that yes, as like people are actually saying, it is a complete one chance. Where are we going? On the issue of petroleum, it's a game. These people are fooling us. See, that's why the price is not stable. The price has become network, very unstable, up and down. And the only thing is that if we don't have petroleum, the petroleum we don't have it in Nigeria, we don't have crude oil. How much are we going to buy the price of petrol? How much are we going to buy it?
Let's not.
Maybe like 1 million. Only God will help us. In fact, it's too heartbreaking. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you, Mr. Damlola. Thank you. Let's not think about it, please. It's not something that we should think about. 0913-6000-410. Welcome, Side Forward, into the studio.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sandra. Can you hear me now?
Oh, it's better.
Okay,
so you have
thank
just
God.
1 minute.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Sandra,
sir.
what I'm saying is that the government should not turn to blame the organizers because people have been organizing this thing before. I told you that as a photographer, I contact a lot of charity organizations give to people. Sometimes you don't even have the number of students you expected, and the food will be given to photographers, people around. So now we have been telling the government that they should drive away all these terrorists from the farm. Let people go back to farm and produce fuel. The government refused. Remove all these criminals in military uniform with our arms in their hand, extorting money from traders. The government refused. Open border, the government refused. The government that refused to give Nigerians food. That's why they are scrambling for few grains that we are hearing about today. That's just where the problem is. I can't understand where we believe that in democracy, the government should listen to the people, but now the government is not listening to the people. It's forcing their will on the people. I think Tinubu is not supposed to act like God. He should be a chief servant in Nigeria to do what we want. Like Jerry Rawlings said, that they need a structure that even if it's the devil that is in Ghana as ministry, it will do what people want. Why is Tinubu not doing what Nigerians want? And you are telling that businesses have died, many have closed down, now Nigerians are dying. Right. So which one does he want from Nigeria? Sandra, I'm tired. Let God come and help us before everybody dies. Thank you. God bless you.
It's okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate Mr. Peter. Hello, good morning. Oh, did I?
Lady Sandra.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Joshua.
Yeah. I just want to wish everybody a happy celebration in advance, happy Christmas in advance. Please, no matter what, no matter the cry we cry. I don't like crying these days. I met a man the other day. He said, "See, we should be trying to look for ways to survive. People who are making it in this country, even as you speak. People who are buying cars, who are building houses. Of course, we can talk about the reality that how is the percentage. Yes, very reasonable. But then, all this cry will not even help us. If you like, cry from now till tomorrow. These cries will not help us. Is that how we try to look for solution? Please, how do we reach out to President Tinubu? I thought the other day I was asking on that for why is it that two journalists president?
Oh. Hello, the good Joshua.
To engage him.
Okay, all right.
To try to engage him.
Okay.
Try to engage him. What are you doing? What are your plans for Nigeria? The petroleum or no petroleum, see, we should appreciate any figure that if the figure is coming down, let us appreciate the figure is now an open business. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much, Joshua. Appreciate. Let's take a few more messages I have here on WhatsApp. Who is surprised with the various tragic stories from crowd gatherings for little peanuts to survive when it's clear that their so-called palliative stories is just a way of sustaining the almajiri and beggars mentality they have infused on the citizenry? The people in power have lost bearing because the starting point is the most faulty in the history of governance in Africa, and they are lucky that Nigerians are too sheepishly tolerant, and so we swallow anything they throw at us. President Tinubu travels constantly to frame where subsidy of energy to citizens is the core thing about governance. So no one should know better about this than himself if he intends to bring anything from his travels back to the country. He started on a very faulty note that has caused a lot of untold hardships, and the earlier and quicker he applies the damage mechanism with sincerity and apologizes to Nigerians, the better for him. Steve from Ijaniki is alright. Compliments of the season. Palliatives that are supposed to cushion the effects of hardships have sadly turned out to be so detrimental and suicidal to many Nigerians. Blame game at this time by government is immaterial. The stringent measures imposed by different state governments to share gift by some privileged people or organizations to avoid stampede are a narrow strategy. Let the government reduce the fuel price to a friendly amount to make life easier. Hunger has gone deep into the fabric of millions of households. There's no need to reference old bad experiences to make a watery point. And that's Noah from Igondo sharing that one. I also have Don Peters all the way from Osaka in Japan. Sandra, compliments of the season. We can control the crowd. We can come up with all sorts of excuses. But if we have to control the economy, create and enable environment for businesses to thrive, it is going to get worse. Those making a reference to 1983 should also know that Japan was also hungry some years back. But here in Japan, the people are living so well now. So people telling Nigerians that there was hunger in the land in 1983, so the hunger should continue. If I'm not mistaken, is that what?
Very nonsensical.
It's a very pathetic story. What is going on? And that's Don Peters from the city of Osaka in Japan.
And if we were hungry in 1983, what are they doing about the hunger in the land now?
Should we continue?
So we should continue.
Is that not why you?
And when you see people dig these things up, they throw it on social media, they try to rationalize it. I just wonder really what's going on in their minds.
1983.
Because there was hunger in 1983.
That's what's going on in their mind.
Imagine.
And I hope they know that 1983 was Buhari's administration.
No.
So I hope.
What we say is
I think he took it seriously when he said he was going to continue the legacy.
What we're even saying is that what are we saying? What are they saying? We are saying people are dying, trying to access stipends, small things, and then you dig up a headline that says there was hunger in 1983 to justify what we have now. And so the hunger should continue.
There is nothing new.
And so what should we now do? That we should continue like that. Shall you see how people think?
It was $1,790.
You now begin to get into trouble trying to rationalize that kind of very poor thinking.
Oluwaseun from Festac. Congratulations, President Bola Tinubu. You have successfully reduced people's purchasing power and turned millions into beggars. And because of you and your clueless administration, people have died while scampering for food. People are hungry, but they are busy. Yet this government are busy budgeting for more renovations, more cars, and taking out loans, which they end up embezzling. The president will go down in history as the worst. It's okay. We now have. It's all right. He doesn't care about the situation, just himself. My pain is how on earth we still find people defending and supporting him. We have entered one chance from fire to fly, from fire pan to fire. It's all right. It won't take away. Why? Oluwaseun from Festac, thank you very much. Appreciate your contribution to the show this morning. And then we also have, yes, a long read. For how long shall we continue to bear the pain and even get penalties for government negligence? There's no doubt that the level of poverty in the country is beyond hunger, but death, which is the reason why people are now dying from stampede in places where food items and other materials are being distributed. If I may ask, did people not die when rice was sold at cheaper price, Custom Avenue, Yaba? Could that be the reason why government didn't disclose where the 50 kg of rice is sold for 40,000 naira? Do you know that rate of crime has increased, where my water pumping machine was almost stolen overnight? Pumping machine. Yet, government's propaganda is that security is improving. And the decrease of fuel pump price was there to celebrate when the view of many Nigerians when there's change from one administration to another is to have and enjoy a better life. If we were promised Amagbewale, meaning we will bring it down, which was formerly 195 per litre and now sold for 935, even though we are producing locally. What's the benefit of being an oil producing country? Can you tell us the true state of Port Harcourt refinery? I just pray that one day we'll have a leader and not a ruler. God bless Nigeria. And that's Temitakwe Anatoe from Ijagemo community sharing that one on WhatsApp. Let's go back to the phone line. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. This is Mainland Focus. And the number to call to join the conversation is 0913 6000 410. And for WhatsApp messages, it's 0913 6000 430. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is Wale from Ayobo.
Wale from Ayobo.
Yeah, on information of the happened.
We can barely hear you, Mr. Wale. You need to speak louder.
Hello?
Yes,
hello?
better now.
I said, if we didn't know the cause, you don't know the cause of the problem. Never find a solution. The cause of the problem, South Africa and Nigeria, is democracy. Another word for democracy is anarchy. If you see the African countries, they are surviving and are doing a little bit better. You see, they are dictatorial countries. Let's say Rwanda, Egypt, Morocco. These are countries of dictatorial. Dictator that can stand their feet on the ground. And I'm just giving just things to do. Let him call the military
let him invite the military, take them down, destroy the parliament. Take as he just said. You see, democracy can work. It can never.
See? I wanted to I wanted to look at the trajectory. Now,
because
he
the end justifies
he mentioned Rwanda. Rwanda still practice democracy, even though the electoral process have been questioned severally, where the current president takes about 90% of the votes, but it is still seen as a democracy, even though we know that there are questions of the process, but they don't. It's not you call it a dictatorship, but the man says, look, people are still allowed to vote. Like I said, there are questions as to how the elections are conducted and all that. Yes, in Morocco, yes, you have two-way thing. There's a monarchy, and they also have, the democratic process that allows people to choose one or two people to govern them. The same thing is in Egypt too. Sisi, yes, a form of dictatorship, but it came also through a particular democratic process that could have been flawed or is flawed in a process. But for you to say democracy cannot work and democracy is anarchy, no, I won't take that from you. It is the kind of democracy we are practicing that has created this problem, because countries that practice proper democracy are thriving the way it should be practiced. It is the fact that our own is a different kind of democracy. Our own model is what you should question, and not say that democracy cannot work. Democracy can work. It has helped nations work and thrive and succeed. It is the kind of democracy we are practicing that has issues.
Thank you very much, Said Fuad. Appreciate your clarity on that one. 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call. So let's be very, let's check ourselves. All right?
Hello, Sandra.
Good morning.
And good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Good morning, sir.
Jibola calling from Nicola.
You're welcome.
The person is also overboard. That's why some of these statements are coming, and you can't blame people because of the frustration in town. The level of the frustration that is in the country now is extreme, and you can see how people think irrationally to go and bring up such nonsense from 1983. It's so stupid, so nonsensical that you cannot even imagine it. Before this week, I called my mom. I said, "Mom, never seen something like this. She has been born. She's not a grandma, and she has almost like 10 grandchildren. So she know how old she is. She said she has never seen this kind of thing in a country like this. And that is what some nonsense people can think of and go and bring up such nonsense news. This what we are seeing in this country has never happened to this country in any way. And some people will still go and think, and that is the people that will still tell the president you are doing fine. That will be singing praises, that they will not even tell him the fact that things is going bad. And that is why we are finding ourselves in this kind of situation. Because some people decide to be singing praise of the president. You do good, fine. You do it bad way, yes, you are doing the right thing. And that is why we find ourselves here.
It's all right.
We should be able to talk the truth to ourselves, and that is why people are questioning democracy. Democracy itself is not a bad thing, but even if they practice any kind of thing in this country, with this same set of people, we will find ourselves in the same problem. It is not the system that we are practicing; it's the people that are practicing the system that we should query. And that is why we find out. See the nonsense justification. There is a taxpayer drop in fuel, and you are celebrating that nonsense thing.
It's so see you. I heard the first time. I heard the second time. And you had to say this third time. Your time is up, anyways. I mean, your 2 minutes, rather. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call to join the conversation this morning. I have here on Facebook. I'll just quickly take a few Facebook messages. Oh, I lost the cursor there, so please stay with me. Yes, Olashele Raphael is saying CNG buses, how far? Nigeria should be ready for more taxes next year to fund the 49 trillion naira budget. Where will the money come from, if not from mixing Nigeria with taxes? Well, the president has promised a 36 trillion naira revenue. So let's work with that. So help us God. Amen. Frederick Morka, good morning. We are lost and forlorn without direction and without any headway. God will help us. Amen. Patrick Obiazo is saying on Facebook, sometimes in the past, lives were lost in a stampede at a stadium. People looking for a job placement organized by the government. What crowd control lessons were learned? Last year, lives were lost in a government-organized rice sale in Lagos State through the customs. What were the crowd control lessons learned from that? Today, the government, states and federal, including emergency experts, commentators, are now, as usual, reeling out crowd control measures because of the ugly incident, instead of tackling the cause that led to these stampedes. What a shame. On the full price drama, only the unintelligent will not understand that the citizens are pawns in the abracadabra game between two Shylocks. And that's Patrick Obiazo sharing that one. Alabama Ade is saying, good morning. On the issue of stampede, it's just unfortunate. That is the situation we found ourselves. That shows the level of poverty in the land. Government, do something. Nigerians are not beggars. Just create enabling environment for people to thrive. And that is Alabama Ade on Facebook. I have Sheung Jesse. Congratulations. I have taken this already on WhatsApp. It's all right. I've also taken Temitope Kwanoto's message on WhatsApp as well. Ūnwabō is Sunday. Good morning. I lost my dad late 90s as a young boy that year. My mom won't allow me to anything called free gift or food. Back then, we used to feel shy to even go close to where people are giving stuff out. Not that my mom was rich, but it was because there was no hardship like this back then. God save us from this one chance. Ūnwabō is Sunday, sharing that one on Facebook. We see you at Andakade. We also have here Afiz Adebayo. Good morning. How's your weekend? Which one? Okay. Oh yeah, it was good. Just want to say a proverb that says, "What? Please help me out." Kékeré láti pa ẹ̀ka ìrókò torí tí ó bá dàgbà tán kò ní ṣe pamọ́. Oh yeah.
You know that's the root of the Iroko tree is better handled when it is still small. Yeah, just nip the problem at the bud. Okay. When it gets big, it's difficult to handle. That's what it means. So.
Thank you. I understand you, Mother. I just want you to take that away. This is the problem.
I give you your flowers.
This is the problem.
We are the real Odua.
Thank you. Even though it's all right. This is the problem we are facing now, and I blame Abacha for it. Look at that.
We can blame Abacha too. That if in 1983 we were hungry, Abi. We can
1998 we were hungry.
Too.
All right, and I'm waiting for their political. I can't believe I read that. I apologize. I apologize. I take that back. Afiz Adebayo is it's okay. Take it easy. James Ogbonna, let me greet you festively. Tell your management that I have approved Wednesday and Thursdays as off days this week for you and Sage as my gift to you guys. So there will not be trends in the papers because James Ogbonna from his house is giving us off days. It's okay. On this issue of stampedes, I want to reiterate that no one should blame any organizer. The government should be the ones ashamed because their policies have reduced Nigerians to refugees and beggars in their own country. Let me ask you a question. Is it today that churches and NGOs have been doing welfare by giving out foodstuff? They shouldn't discourage well-meaning Nigerians who are helping people with their hard-earned money. People's good shouldn't become evil. Crowd management is not difficult. There are several ways to control crowd. I work with an NGO and we distribute palliatives without much ado. Identify those you want to give, take their names down in advance, tell them when to come, give them tags, and only those with tags should pass the gate. And if there is no gate, keep the foodstuffs far from the crowd. Make an announcement that only those with tags would get so that the rest would leave. Let the security be at the gate and by the side of things to be distributed. Mr. Fuad, please take care of yourself. And that's James from Ogbonna. James Ogbonna from Oshodi. I should also give a scenario, Fuad. There was issue. Tags were given. People came a day before, collected tags, numbers, and all of that. They were told to come the next day for their, the distribution. And they came with neighbors and whatnot, which is usual for Nigerians.
Like this.
You understand? And when they got there, and people saw that they could see from a distance that the food stuff will soon finish. I don't think this thing will get to me.
The stampede started.
If
you look at the accounts from Alhaji Oriyomi Hamzat, and what it's even saying is that, look, as at 5 a.m., even 4 a.m., Sandra, people were throwing their babies into the venue
because
across
the
the
gate
fence.
was locked.
Because no, the event was supposed to start by 10 a.m. People slept there. By 4 a.m., 5 a.m., mothers were already throwing their babies.
Kids.
And in one of the accounts, even though we've known that, look, a baby hit his head on the floor and died instantly. As at that 5 a.m., people were desperate to the point where they were ready to throw their babies, risk the life of their babies, just to access the venue. And what are they looking for, Sandra? 5,000 naira.
5,000 naira. Very unfortunate. Well, time check right now is 9:31 a.m. and you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The focus on the table this morning is the stampede situation in Oyo, Anambra, Abuja. What could have been done better? And should we, or should the government look at tackling the poverty situation in the country? And the second, of course, is the oil conversation. NNPC has dropped price, Dangote has dropped price, Ipman is dropping price. So should we expect better days ahead, or are we cautiously optimistic? Do you have any questions around this? That is the conversation this morning. The number to call is 0913 6410. We are live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section and we take them even as the show goes on. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you very much.
Uncle Faz, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, the issue is not
your name and location, sir.
My name is Barry Sazuwa, calling from Ayobo.
You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome.
It is a people thing. It's not a democracy that will practice another. It is a people thing. Our leaders are wicked. For crying out loud, what does it take to give good life to the people? What does it cost you to make life meaningful to the people? If you also look at these same people, go and check their family background. You discover that they've trampled a lot. They've brought poverty into their own family. And if you also look at these same people in the church, the same attitude they carry from the church to the house to leadership. It is a people thing. It is pure wickedness, selfishness, and greed. Nothing else. These same people, don't they know how to do good to their own children? Don't they know how to do good to their own children? But why is it come to carrying that same mentality to public spaces and all that, it becomes so difficult? It becomes so difficult. I don't know. There's a portion in the Bible that says, the heart of a man is wicked and desperate to do evil. But me, I've changed my own. The heart of a black man is wicked and desperate to do evil. That is my own.
I'm a black man. No?
He's a black man as well.
I just said
he's a black man.
But
he that is talking is a black man.
I'm talking for myself. Sir.
Yeah, a black man wearing black.
So my heart is that
everybody.
No, minus me. What do you mean?
Your heart is not that.
No.
You just made a promise this morning.
And it's a promise. I promise it's failed too.
Your heart is it's really wicked. True. Hello, good morning.
Sandra, what?
Yes.
Good morning.
Compliments of the season.
Same to you.
This is Mr. James from Agbado.
You're welcome, Mr. James.
So, what you see concerning this stampede, it is obvious that Nigeria has been weaponized with poverty. And as a result of that, people don't even have what to feed on. And at a point, they will say, if I die, they are so be it. Then what am I living for? Because nothing to feed on at the end of the day. So it's just the same day dead. So that is the point where government of the day and all of that has fixed Nigeria. Now, take for instance, they know that when they have reduced Nigeria to this level, when they bring 1 naira for you to vote for them during the time of election, you will quickly grab that money and vote for them. And also, they know that when they reduce it to this level, when they bring any palliative and throw a peanut to people will be hailing them and praising them. Now, look at what is happening in the oil sector. They say they reduce fuel from 1,000 something to 900. Now, tell me what is the difference. And some people will be praising them. And that is why they say if we can punish these people, by the time we give them little, I think, I don't know whether Adolf Hitler was the one that said it, by the time you strain them and punish them, when you give them little help, they'll be thinking of their praises. And that is where Nigeria, if Nigeria enable playing ground for them to invest and to start their business, They are not lazy sort of people. Nigeria are hard-working people. Just like one man says, not that totally black people are wicked, but if you count the majority, okay, look at the entire Africa. Look at what is happening in Africa. The leadership, in terms of leadership. You think that black is common with all these things? You begin to ask, are we that evil? Thank you. That's my submission.
Well, we are not. It's just some people are just some people.
No, we've gotten to the point where we are not even questioning our skin. What's in need with the black skin, which is very unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Makola Sandra.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Morning, sir.
My name is Shola, and I'm calling from.
You're welcome.
Thank you. In fact, so many stampedes in 3 different regions of the country, if I'm right.
Yes.
One in the central Abuja, the other one in the southwest, the other one in the southwest. See, let me first go spiritual. It's a bad sickness, a bad omen. Then, coming to the physical reality, it is a reflection of the failure of the Nigerian government. And it's so sad that they are not given remarkable enough to stay impact enough. If something happens in a same country, there's going to be the declaration of a day of national moment. I'm telling you. So, here we are. And in a way, there's a thing that the people deserve the kind of government they have. It's so pathetic because, one, I must sympathize with the people that lost loved ones. Because it doesn't happen to you. You know, if you see somebody, there's a thing that if you see somebody carrying their dead body, need to deduce something out of it. That we need to unite and arise as a people to fight the anomaly. And we should get to a level where, and you know what happened to these people? What happened to them is, if I perish, I'm telling you, because they have
no hope anywhere.
No hope. Yeah, that's what happened to them. So, Nigerians, don't let's bring these people to the Nigerian government to. It is well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
True baby across the fence.
If I perish, I perish. That's a desperate, very, very desperate
situation.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
Compliment for the sister.
Same to you.
Yes, I greet you and Alhaji.
Greet you too.
I was at my club party. I had this stampede in Abuja and the Southeast. I was sharing shares internally. It's very, very unfortunate. You are asking questions on what can they do. The thing that is causing this wahala is this subsidy removal that have entered Nigeria into Bermuda Triangle. SME closing. So we are only going to collect policy for price that's collect policy started before. It should do something for the terrorists that they kill farmers. So that we should go back to our farm and the double go and the collect palliative. Palliative is a cost. If you watch the author and the formula dictionary, palliative is a cost. That is soft. I don't know.
Yeah, with you.
That the president said last week that is no reversal. So I want to ask him, is he ruling himself or is he ruling Nigeria? 1995, when I was in the SS1, my government teacher taught me that when a government policy is not governing the masses, you solely apply and the back. In conclusion, I don't want to talk too much now because make I don't consent. In short, I don't know what to say.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Compliments
of
the season against you.
It's okay. May we not be in the Bermuda Triangle, please. They don't find things that go into the Bermuda Triangle. We will be found. Please. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Father.
Yes.
At least about last week, your station promised we color palliative, and we have not been hearing about it again. That's number one.
Wait.
Let me
you cannot accuse us live on air. On which program?
What palliative?
What palliative?
No. That you are going to compensate we callers. I just call it palliative because of the prevailing circumstances. That you be compensating we color in this season.
When did you
well,
say
it
that?
can't be all colors. I think Sage promised some little like Jesse.
You not be saying anything about it. You can't keep silent. Okay.
There's a selection process. Actually, there's a selection process. We can't give all callers apologies, Mr. Your name, sir?
Has it been done? Has it been done? Though?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
So if you didn't get, maybe
gone.
we didn't.
Apologies for
and
that.
We are still going to do more. Trust.
Your name, sir. Your
Alhaji,
name.
This is I think Alhaji Zubai, right?
No. Your name, sir.
No. I'm Samuel from Ketu.
Okay, Mr. Samuel from Ketu.
It's alright, Mr. Samuel from
It might still get to you. Don't worry.
Let me convey this message to our Mr. President.
It's okay.
Please. This message that he said that his reform have started yielding results. Let me tell you that we have started seeing the result of reform as if people are dying all over Nigeria. Thank you very much.
You see, Mr. Maybe that's why they didn't give you palliative. Maybe that's why they didn't give you palliative. That's why Sage did not give you palliative. Look at that. Anyways, please let's just be careful with how we direct, some of our emotions. That's all the calls we can take. Anyways, unfortunately for this morning, I'll wrap things up with a few messages on the show. I have here on WhatsApp, Emeka Moses. As for the stampedes, this government policies and programs has made many Nigerians vulnerable. People are poor and extremely hungry. That's why at any slight opportunity, people are not even looking at what's to be given to them. They just want to grab to survive. If we really have leaders who are committed and passionate, their programs and policies should be prosperity driven and not palliative and not PMS price reduction. This government should not be lowering figures but reduce the price of PMS drastically. That will reflect on the prices of goods and services and most importantly, transportation. Enough of this cosmetic approach. Emeka Moses sharing this one on WhatsApp. Okay. I have this as well. Alhaji Suber, there is element of thought from what one of the callers said that democracy is not working in this country. But your defense is the way it's being run. Run by who? Is it by you? No. It's okay. Alhaji Suber, thank you. At the tragic event in Ibadan, the kids were also promised scholarships. Let's not attribute everything to food. FM from Ogun State, they were promised a lot of things. That's just the point. It's not what was promised, it's the fact that it is what happened. Okay, a lot has been promised in recent times, and even if it's for scholarship, are you saying that that's
people
enough
should throw their babies
for people to throw
across the fence?
Kids across the fence? I'm trying to understand that. Leke from Alimosho is saying the tragic stampede situation in Nigeria calls for national mourning and should prompt the resignation of some government officials in a typical humane and sane climb. This is a patent evidence of gross misery and misfortune in the land. Poverty and ignorance have been weaponized. Pathetically sad. Where the righteous rules, the people rejoice. Thank you, Sandra. That's Leke from Alimosho. I also have here, Sean, my deepest condolence to Fuad. The level of poverty is so bad now that people will do anything and anything to get money. And that's Sean from Festac, sharing quite a lot there. I also have here on Facebook, Prince Leo Ozoma. Good morning, Sandra and Fuad. When I look at some people supporting the maladministration of this government, I shudder in shock. Because I really don't understand their success evaluation parameters. Personally, I know that our government officials know what to do, but they simply refuse to do them because of their selfish interests. Otherwise, if you take a cursory look at their nuclear families, you will see that their home fronts are adequately taken care of, as at when due. Nigerians, please be patient and find a way to survive until the next time to do the needful through voting. Leo Ozoma on Facebook from Isolo, sharing that one. And that's a wrap for today on Mainland Focus. Thank you for staying with us, but don't go anywhere. The conversation continues. By 10 a.m., we'll be back for Global View. Let's look at what is trending outside the shores of this country. And of course, by 10:15, Sage Babalola comes on with Mother and Child. By 11:15, the Lunch Cafe kicks off with Mainland Business Cafe with Rioja Opia. And by 1, we have Mainland Metro. And by 4 p.m., of course, we dive straight to the Situation Room with Ōkpeyèmí Akinode. So stay with us. It's Mainland 98.3 FM.